Hey everybody, so I guess we're working on, not this, we're working on some other SSH stuff. We started a client a while back, a couple streams ago. Actually, we added SSH port forwarding to the SSH library that we have on GitHub. Not this. GitHub, Glider Labs SSH, right? Probably familiar with this by now. A lot of my streams have used this recently, and Command.io uses it. And so yeah, we have a branch where we have remote forwarding. It doesn't have tests, so it's not merged or they're PR yet. But there is a branch there, and so we can use it. And the idea was that we would make a client. And so we did that previously. We have a client. I wonder, did I test it? Yeah, so this kind of shows it, well, to get a basic client working with SSH, it's pretty simple. It already has kind of a high-level library in the crypto SSH package. It would be nice, though, there's a bunch of stuff that it doesn't do, like implement a lot of the open SSH standards that, conventions and stuff like that, like loading from .ssh and some of those options. Like that might be a reason to do a high-level client in our SSH library, but for now we're just kind of doing this. And so this using the SSH library made this simple SSH server to test with that has a pseudo terminal that we tested with top, looks like, so we can connect up and run top. And so the next thing that we were going to do was actually test port forwarding. So have our client actually do connect to, basically connect to the server and open up remote port forwarding. So that's what we're going to do this time. The reason we're doing that is this is ultimately for a feature of Command.io, and so this port forwarding stuff will eventually be used as a transport for our custom Command.io client. Since right now you can just use Command.io with SSH. But if we were to make an optional Command.io client that would act as an SSH client, we can add extra features. For example, running a 9p file server serving up your local directory to Command.io. This would allow your Command.io commands to have access to all the files in your local directory in a streamable way, not like most deployment systems and stuff like this, where it actually tars up your current directory and then sends it upstream in a kind of blocking way, and then it unpacks it and then works on those files, and then usually doesn't send anything back. Like there's no way for that to affect the files that you have locally, which sometimes you want to do if you wanted to use a tool like LaTeX on Command.io. You'd want it to operate on the files in your current directory. So this basically adds another level of magic to Command.io. And so we're slowly building up to that, and I'm doing that in these streams. So the next step is doing a client with port forwarding, and then this client, I can use as a reference to do, eventually a Command.io client. So let's get back into this project. This is prototypes. And I guess it's probably a good idea to test this. We'll see. Yeah, I wonder. See, one of the things I haven't quite figured out is the time for this. I actually prefer doing these earlier in the day, but I'm doing them later now so that it can be 8 or so Pacific time, where there's a bunch of people that work at startups in California. I'm probably going to try an earlier time, and I'm going to try Twitch because I don't really think Twitch comes with a built-in kind of community. People might stumble upon this stuff a little bit easier than the YouTube stuff. Most people on YouTube consume the archive after the stream, after the fact, so it doesn't really make as much sense to use YouTube Live if I can still archive to YouTube pretty easily. So I'll try that soon. Just a thought. I was looking at, the infrastructure for YouTube Live is a little, in some ways it's better, but a lot of things that you need aren't there. I have no idea how many people are in here, and I have to go and mess with the thing to actually see if who's in the chat. So we should try this. We're gonna have to run the SSH server. I think we can just do that, and then we can do client. So we give it an address in this format, which is a little bit nicer than OpenSSH, in my opinion. And this should give us top. And because it's terminal, it actually resizes, sort of. Oh, I think, what was it? Oh, that is it. One thing that I kind of got caught up when I solved it, but I didn't implement it, was any window size changes that happen on the client side are sent to the server. However, they're not sent to the process, I believe was the, or maybe it was the client. Yeah, we don't actually get the window change sizes on the client because we actually need to handle some signals, just simple POSIX signal stuff. But that didn't seem worth it, especially for a demo. We're trying to do port forwarding, so let's see. I guess one thing we can test is that our server is doing port forwarding by using OpenSSH against it. We did this before when we were working on that, but we can just be sure, because we might not be on the right branch. So I'll try that. OpenSSH, what am I thinking? 2222, I think I'm gonna have to do this, and I guess that means I will have to use localhost. And if I do a command, what does it do? Oh, okay, it just doesn't do anything. Oh. Yeah, so we set it up so that if you give a command, it's going to show you what the command was. Say hello, your username, and close. It's got this extra stuff because we're doing this keygen every time. I don't actually need to do that. It's just kind of nice to have in the history so I don't have to run both every time I restart the server. Although I think the server is using, because by default the server will use a new key. Yep, and so we're not specifying when, so it'll be a new key every time we start it or restart it. And let's see. Okay, we want to do remote forwarding. Remote forwarding -r. I forget, how does this work? Remote forwarding. R, and then This always trips me up. So as per how much the remote server will listen. So that's the first one. So we want to listen on, let's say 9,000, and then we're going to connect to 3,000. Sure. Nothing's listening on 3,000 yet, but so this will open 9,000. So this is something that needs to be done during a session. So we'll run top. So this should be going in the background. We're not listening on anything yet. Let's do that. 3,000. You also don't have any logging, so we're kind of just trying to see, if this doesn't work, then we'll have no idea why. Netcat, localhost, 9,000, right? So it's not 9,000. So this should connect. No, it didn't. Let's do V. We do have this. Oh, we have all of this here. So, remote connections from localhost 9,000 forwarded to local address 3,000. I wonder if it actually checks to see if 3,000 is open. Maybe that's something I needed to do. Let's try it again. Nope. It doesn't fail. Oh, what's this? Remote forward failure. Okay, so it's possible that we're not our path doesn't have the right branch. Well, I guess it does. Let's open this up. Still TCP. Let's see here. Logging. I guess what I should check is that this is hooked up. We have a handler for it. Is that true? It's not going to be in sessions. It'll be in server. Okay. We do handle those requests. Do a little caveman debugging, I suppose, and have this library print something when it gives this request, just to make sure that it's forward request. So this should say now when I connect that there's a forward requested, and it's not saying it. What does that mean? It could be that it's using a cached package. Let's do a build instead of thing. We'll put this. Do we have a build directory in here? Okay. Go build. Command SSH server. Build SSH server. And Let's try this again. No, it's still not saying anything. Oh, we didn't get any. Host identification has changed. Does that mean still worked though, right? Seems weird that okay. So this wasn't authenticating. And for whatever reason, Go Run was using a cached version. I mean, that makes sense because the whole point is to be fast. And you go run, debugging here. If you build, it's explicitly gonna build stuff. So actually, now we can test, see if this works. This is listening on 3000. Can we connect to 9000? Yes, we can. Okay, so we validated that our SSH server, basically the existing functionality in our server, since we don't have it, instrumented super great, as we just learned. It's good to know that it works, so that from this point, if something doesn't work, we know that it's the client side's fault. I guess I'll just leave this running as we work on the client. So, oh boy. We're gonna hard code. No, let's see, how should we do this? Yeah, we'll hard code it for now. And then we can make it, I don't like flags, probably like an environment variable, just for this example. And then, yeah, sort of, because it's a proof of concept or a prototype for people to learn from anyway. So, so for now, we'll hard code it. What we need to do is after a session is created, we do start. Otherwise, we do all this. So I guess we'll only do the forwarding if we've requested a terminal, which makes sense, at least in this case. And that's how SSH normally works, I think, with some options to change it. Shell, this works like start, I think, right? Because then we wait. So in theory, this would be the place to do it. Because this starts the session, the shell session, but it doesn't block. This will block. So now we need to do the negotiation, which is send a request. Yeah, how does this work? We send a request, and then it's going to listen, and then we're going to accept incoming connections, right, or channels of this type. Okay. Time to go to the Go doc page for this. Going to be using session for send request. Oh boy, payload. Again, this library is sort of like pseudo high level. There's still like some weird things that you have to do. Sorry for switching around. I'm confused. I should close this. And that's it. Okay. We're going to do send request. Let me just grab this. Bool and error. So, okay, an error session send request. What is the request name? We have that in here somewhere. Not that. It's back here. TCP forward. This is part of the SSH spec. Want reply, sure. And then we have to serialize some crap. We've done that before, right? Nope. Request P2I is doing the same thing, except it makes a nice helper function. Here we have to do the lower level stuff and serialize our options. We want a struct that looks a lot like, we'll call this. We'll just copy it. We will do an anonymous one. Yeah, that's what we'll do. How do you do that? Like this, right? I don't think you have to name it, but I'll just do it anyway. So we're gonna listen on localhost, that's fine, and the port will be same as before, 9000. Clean that up. And then we have to marshal it. SSH marshal request. If error, do we do any? No, just panicking. If error, panic. And then if okay, and then we'll just not do anything. I guess we could I was gonna say we can output something, but we're gonna be it'll launch into top, and then we won't really have. And it'll display. It'll be ugly. So let's not bother. We'll just say, okay, if it worked, then we'll do it. What do we need to do at this point? Okay, so now we want to listen for channels. How do we do that? Let's see. One of these. Oh, we don't need this. It's on the connection, of course. It's not on session. It's on, actually, it's on the client, which is a connection object. Handle channel open. So I suppose we want to run this in go routine. Fine. We'll do this. And we're going to get back we want to do this in, I mean, in theory, this is the only, no, that's not true. We're going to get a connection for every connection in 9000. So we actually do want to do this like the normal except loop, which is doing a loop. And although maybe we don't want to do this here, we want to set up this. Do we have client object? I think we do. Client. Yep. Oakley dokley. Now handle channel open. What the name of the channel? Now we need to use this, and we have to kind of hard code these because there is no higher level library for this client stuff yet. And then we want to select probably, right? Let me think about that. Normally we'd have an accept loop. So let's do that. And then that is this. This is weird. I've actually never, it's not true. It's been a while since I've done this on the client side. So this is where we can do accept. Okay. Channel type. Well, we don't care about that because we're the client and we are using this to define that. Oh, and we're not, wait, are we doing an accept? It's like, what do you call it? Where both sides are the same, not asynchronous. It's a symmetrical protocol at this point, so either end can open up a channel with the other, but everything sort of assumes that, you know, the server is going to be doing things. But so in this case, I am the server. I'm going to be doing the accepting. I guess in theory I could also just reject. So this will look like a normal thing. Now I just need to do new chan. Accept. It's going to give me the actual SSH channel, which now I need to be a little better with my naming. Channel open. So I guess this is channel requests. And in theory, we can do this. I can't really imagine any time we would want to not accept it. So now we can do this. And then we get requests and error. Obviously, if error, we are going to, what are we going to do? Let's continue. We can log. For now, we'll just panic because we're doing it everywhere else. We want to handle these requests. I think we want to ignore them, or rather discard them, and there's a helper for that. Does this block consumes Rick's on it? I think this blocks. So, I mean, yes, libraries should not do Go routines unless it's explicitly telling you that they are, and even if then it should be avoided. I control the Go routines. SSH, discard, requests, and now we have a channel, which is this. And what I want to do, let's see. So normally, obviously, you would do, you know, connect to whatever the local connection is. In this case, you're using 3000, so we connect to 3000 and link those up. We could do that. Let's just do that. Let's use the same code from the server side. Basically this. This assumes that there's a connection to join it with. C does not exist. And so we'll accept it, and I guess we'll do that. Oh, let's defer. No, we don't want to do that yet because these are going to do that. These shouldn't be closing. I think I copy and pasted that, but it should work. Trying to remember if there's some downside to closing twice and ignoring the error. I don't think it's very picky. It would just return an error. So we're going to open a connection, an actual TCP connection. Do we do that here? We don't do that here. Do we do that? No. Okay, so what is this? Golang net. Nope. I wanted autocomplete. Yep. Dial. That's what we'll do. Dial, and we know that we want to talk to localhost, and we're hard coding it to 3000. If there's an error, then we'll close this channel and continue, I guess, because we're actually blocking any incoming other connections, which maybe isn't the best thing to do. All this should happen quite fast. The only thing it's doing blocking is dial. And for a demo, like, it's not a big deal. But I just don't like nesting so many Go routines. Fuck it. This all goes inside. So now this just returns. Clean it up. And then, what? Oh, call that C. Maybe log something here, but this looks good. We'll just do this. Yeah, this should work. I think we're done. Yeah. Let's see if this closes, this will return no. Okay, so we can't do this. UGN. And we, in theory, could do this in a select. It just doesn't seem necessary. But, then we're done with this loop. So we can break or we can return. I don't think it matters. Oh, sorry, if it equals no. Okay. Go. Okay. Let's try it out. You should also try it with multiple connections. This should be fine. This needs to listen. And here we are going to use our old. Actually, where are we? That was on this one, right? Okay, we'll do this. Listen here. And connect like so. So we'll get top. It did not say forward requested. that's weird. And that didn't work. So what's the problem? Didn't panic. I suppose handle channel open, but it's not getting the forward request. Is this blocking? Maybe I should check. Might be blocking. Session only accepts one call. It doesn't tell me anything. Typically, the server passes command to the shell. Let's see what this does. If started, send request shell and then start. Start does not block. So that's fine. Maybe here we can output. I'll do log print. Requested. And we don't know if it did that or not. I guess we close. Nope, we don't see anything. You know what? Let's just ignore the shell. Let's not hook it up to these guys. What happens if that's nil? We'll find out. Who knows if it's doing anything? I think it worked. It's just not getting to this for some reason. It could be the same thing as before, or actually it's not actually doing because we're using run. Why is that? Is there a way to be like, no, don't cache anything? It takes everything that yeah, go build, help build. It's gonna rebuild everything, isn't it? Whatever. Just to make sure. Who knows? Who knows? Still compiling, I guess. It says up here, compile. That's interesting. Notice how this changed to top. So maybe it is actually running if we close that. It goes back to bash. This doesn't go back to anything else. Let's do this again. Compile. I guess it's still compiling. What is it compiling? Hopefully it compiles my main.go file. This probably isn't even it. What else could it be? I don't see anything. I mean, it's just like session start, session start. No, yeah, it should run this either way. God, what is it doing? Maybe it is running, it just didn't change the thing. Maybe let's just build this to make sure. Put it in, I'll put it in the current directory. Fine. They're there. Oh. Right, okay, I thought I was in a different directory. Go build SSH client, command SSH client. No, I'll just do that. Build SSH client localhost 2222. Boom. Turning top. We're not outputting it. Oh, I think it's because we're in raw mode. Right? We like set up the sudo terminal. Did we do that? We usually do that. Oh, we didn't do that. So I'm not doing anything to not doing anything. Alright, well, let's just, should have done this a while ago. Yeah. Let's go back to run. Shell. So I don't understand. It seems like this is blocking. And it shouldn't. What is up with that? Okay, it's not blocking. I take that back. Send request is just, I guess send request is blocking. And it's not getting a response. That makes sense. We say we want to reply, and then it's like we're not getting one. Why wouldn't we be getting one? We can just test this. Maybe it doesn't like our data. See, it says it was requested, but it wasn't actually, it doesn't say it was requested on the server side. So that's odd, right? We're not marshalling this request. I'm surprised we're not getting an error. Okay, let's look at this fucking code. Channel. Session. Sending a request on the session, which means in the existing channel, we don't actually want to do it. It's not a session channel specific request. It's a global request. We shouldn't be doing this. We should be doing this. Oh, that's what happens when you know how SSH works. It's kind of odd behavior for it when it doesn't know what it is. now I'm curious. What do we do when a session gets a request it doesn't know? It does this, and it does not send a reply. It's quite possible that what we should be doing is sending a reply when we don't know the messages. You'd say false, but something that will unblock the other end. So that's just kind of there. Our server is built already because I wanted this forward requested, so we're not going to rebuild, but now we know that. And we'll get rid of this, and we'll leave this and see what happens. What? Assignment mismatch. 2 equals 3. Something wrong with this? Full byte error. Does that make sense? We do get a payload with a request. Do we not care about the payload? Pretty sure we don't care. If we were to specify 0 or something like that, it would tell us what port it actually bound on, but we won't bother. This. Very good. And we got this, so now we can do this. Nope. Well. Forward requested. So he said, listen, forward port 9000. Can't even tell if it's actually listening. Did it stop? Who knows? Oh, now we know. So it was listening. Requested. Was it not okay? I'll do long print line okay. Which would tell us if it worked or not. True. It's true. It is listening. We did establish that here. It's just not getting proxied there. Which sounds like a problem here. We're not doing something right. Is this, this could be a race, right? We send the request, no, because we send the request, now it's listening, and then later we listen. Although it's a good idea to set this up beforehand, but we don't have to in this case. I'll make a note of that though. Handle before request. Handle channel open. All right, what am I missing? Handle channel open. Returns the channel on which new channel requests for the given type are sent. Okay. Yeah, actually, this is easy. We can just do that. What's the deal here? I guess we can just start doing this. What do we got? We got a new chan, and then we've got this channel, and then we're gonna like dial out to almost 3000. if there is an error. We don't know if there is an error. We should probably log that. And, if we get this far, almost an improvement. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, because we have to try and actually connect. Connect. So, am I not getting new channels? I am brain dead today, but I feel like this is fine. Send request, forward to TCP. Is this right? Where is this used? Okay. I guess we don't care about the payload. Yeah, we don't care about the payload. And we know this works. Forward success. So, we're not getting any of these. Well, let's just make sure that this is being run. Waiting for connections, channels. But, okay, we're all set up. Is it not? If okay was true, right? If okay, do this and then do this in a loop, waiting for channels. It's stuck. Okay. Okay is false. Whoa. It's because it's already listening, isn't it? That's I think we discovered a bug in here where we do not, let's see, handle request, and in the request we get the connection. How do we know if a connection, let's see, server connection, although I believe we made this, right? Close canceller. How do we get that? Did we only put that on the... Where did we put that? Oh, I think it's just the context. So, in theory, this context has a thing. So we need to, I'm going to do another to-do here. Use close canceller. It's not. It's a what is it in context? Context done. Use context done to detect closed connection and stop listening on stop listening for its forwarded ports, because it actually keeps them in forwards and it doesn't remove them. You'd think we'd think of that, but there doesn't seem to be a place other than explicitly canceling. I guess that, like, if we were good citizens, we would say cancel TCP/IP forward. I guess that's how we got by me because of that. But we're not always good citizens. We don't send that request when we're done, so leave that to do in there for later. But we determined that we can restart this and run this. And now it will wait for channels. So we're waiting for channels, and then we do this, and it doesn't seem to care. We don't seem to get anything here. Handle channel open forwarded TCP/IP. What am I missing? I'd like to know so we can wrap up. We're almost done. We almost have this working. This was supposed to be a piece of cake. There's always... Okay. What are we missing? Let's get rid of this crap. And I'll leave that for now, and this for now. New channel. So we're blocking on that. It's in a loop. Should be fine. Just read the docs again. Channel on which new channel requests given type are sent. I kind of don't believe it, but I probably should. Oh boy. What are we doing? I was gonna look at the source, I think. No, the source here. Forwarded TCP channel type. This is the name of the channel, forwarded TCP/IP. When we get a connection, we do open channel, forwarded TCP/IP channel type. And then it does this handshake, right, where I have to accept it. But I'm not even getting the request. What is going on? Open channel. We can look at just an old thing I did. Go stream, something like that. What was it called? StreamKit. This was an old place where it's kind of the old version of duplex. And then there's an example of local tunnel. This is not going to be helpful because I'm using this high-level abstraction. Yeah, it's not going to work. This is local tunnel, by the way. And grok local tunnel. Here it is implemented in 70 lines of code. Isn't it beautiful? This is a really cool library, an abstraction for using SSH to do secure multiplexing and all kinds of interesting stuff with a sort of 0MQ-like API. I haven't used it because it was going to be duplex and then duplex changed. But it's cool and it exists, and the fact that you can write local tunnel in 70 lines seems like it would validate it as something with merit, but I have not documented or talked about it just because I kind of forgot about it. I probably tweeted about it. Anyway, what is going on here? We should be getting a channel of new channels, and we, like, are you missing something? We have this. And we wait for channels. Am I doing it wrong? This is 3000. Telling it to listen on 9000. Is it possible it doesn't like localhost? Remember there's some weird thing before. Let's just restart all this. Waiting for channels. It would be nice to know if there was a connection attempt. The SSH library is going to need to have some kind of logging mechanism. Ideally a callback mechanism, though, because then you can do your own logging however you want and do other things with more structured data, but I've not seen a library that needs to do logging. I've not seen a good example of it. If anybody knows of one, let me know. I've got to be missing something obvious. We're waiting for channels. We've got this guy. What else do we need? Make a new channel with no buffer. Channel handlers. Oh, channel size. Where's channel size come from? Is this like a built-in or in a different file? So let's see if it was buffering, like it's still receive. I know I kind of debug in a very sort of like black box, just kind of trying to do it all in my head. I should really just start empirically going through and at the very least start logging some stuff. Let's do it. Let's start logging some stuff here. Log. Opening channel. Channel opened. And then I'll add the other thing. TCP forward. Yep. I guess I should do this. Request payload. Okay, that's good. I will, because I'm assuming the server is written correctly. I should not do that because I wrote it, and it has never been used before in production. So that's not gonna work. I need to actually go run. Yep, and then do this again. Yeah, listening on 9,000. Right, so now I should connect to 9,000. What does it say? Opening channel, and nothing happens. I don't know, man. This worked with regular SSH, so it seems like it's the client, but like, you know, I'm assuming this works. What am I missing? I can check real quick if there's a bug. A bug. The main issue tracker is located. Prefix your issue, crypto. Let's check it out. I mean, what am I using? Go 1.8. Pretty sure everything was working. Let's do also closed. And let's do, what am I using? No, not this. This. Perhaps this needs to be done earlier, like I'm not. Turn the channel. Channel handlers. If it's there, otherwise make it. Maybe this is copied. Oh man, no. Alright, where does it actually handle? Handle global request, handle channel opens. Yeah, let's see. Channel type. If handler is not nil, otherwise reject. Would we get reject? I guess that is definitely a possibility that it's being rejected. We are not logging this error. Error. Administratively prohibited no forward for address. Is it because of using localhost? I don't think so. No forward. Although that's interesting, right? It's not unknown channel type. it's administratively prohibited. Something's rejecting it. It seems weird because this should be the client providing this reason. The hell is this? Is this, did they add port forwarding to the client and I'm like doing it the wrong way? And it's already just handling those messages. Oh my God, how did I miss this? So, go crypto. Okay, where the has this? I just noticed this. Request the remote peer. Yeah, incoming connections will be available by client except on return listener. So at least for the client, they actually have a high level thing, and I didn't need to do some of what I did. It looks like how to do send request. Yeah, we did all this. Registers the forward. Okay, this is interesting. I'm assuming this is a virtual connection. Requests. Yeah, I'm assuming these are virtual. So we can still kind of do everything else the same. All right, I guess I'm going to get rid of this client. Listen, TCP, net. Did they didn't add it on the server side. They couldn't have. No, they're starting to add some OpenSSH stuff. Channel forwarding message. See all the development in here in this crypto SSH seems to be focused on the client. Like there's not a lot of server stuff. I mean the server's like not it's not fun to write. So that's why there's this Clara Labs SSH, but I still need to like keep up with the upstream and what they're doing, and I'm not doing a great job of that. Apparently my code would work, except they're already handling these. So, whatever. Code says listener error. You do that. And then we don't care about okay. We don't even have an okay. I guess we just do this. We sit in a loop and we do effectively. I mean, is it also going to discard requests? I kind of want to make sure that it does that. Send request. listen, TCP, where is it? Handle. Okay, forwarded, TCP. What is this stream local nonsense? Parse, reject. Incoming address should list the address. I was going to do this anyway. L forward. What was I looking for? We see that they new channel type, and then we accept, right? Forward. Where is it? Where is it? Reject. It should, I thought new channel needs accept. Oh, it waits until that accept is called. Okay. So this is what I want to see on it. Yes, it does this. Cool. Just, you know, needed to know how it works. Get rid of all of this. L accept. Nothing else is really different. Undefined. Requests. Oh, yeah. Listen. Okay. What does it want? Oh. That's kind of obnoxious, but how do I make these? Resolve TCP header. This is kind of annoying, but okay, we'll do it. Actually, fuck that. It's TCP, and I want to listen on localhost 9000. There we go. Happy? No, it's not happy. 120. No new variables. Where did adder come from? Okay, apparently I have adder already used. Fucking TCP adder. Listen, adder, fine. Oh, it's not even what it wants. Oh, TCP. Okay, let's try this again. Denied. Well, that's not true. But what is it that you expect? Where did it go? Stupid. Other people's code. Denied by its peer. TCP forward. It's saying it was denied. And how do we know that? This is the request, TCP forward. All this stuff happens, and then we say true. So something's getting lost in translation there because it is responding true. And it worked with OpenSSH. It's so close. This is so stupid. I'm losing my patience, but it'll all be for nothing if we don't get through. Blah. Okay, send request. Where are we handling requests? Server. And all requests. Connections. Handle requests. For request, if found, do the thing. Here we return if won't reply. It did say won't reply, right? It wants a reply. This little abstraction. So, I mean, we should see that it's for this request type, we're replying like this. Yeah, let's try the payload too. Okay, let's check. Wait, do this. Let me do this. Wait, was it denied? Because we already ran it and it was already listening. So maybe this is a moment of truth. It is. Okay, so what did we learn? There's a listen TCP and we wasted a bunch of time because we didn't read the docs. And our server needs to be restarted every time it doesn't happen, every time you want to forward on the same port, because it doesn't clear out when you don't disconnect. We made it to do for that. That is here. And if there was time, I'd probably do that now, but and then at this point, we probably want to get rid of these now that everything works. I'll leave that. No. Yes. I guess I'll leave that for now. Since it's kind of important and there's no alternative. So, what else? Are there others? Forwarding this. Okay. Context. What did we do here? I don't know why this says it was modified. I don't know why I've modified. Was it this? Whatever. Okay, and everything else here is fine. And I should write code with a little more white space. I've started doing that, but yeah, it's like a documentation pass. Well, we did it. We can do it again. And this, and then listen, and then connect, and blah, 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 blah. Disconnect here. Close that. Close that. Okay. So we did it. I'll push this. Well, I mean, it's hard-coded, so maybe not. I should do the environment variable thing. Here we go. This is how I was going to do it. SSH. Yeah, SSH remote forward or just remote? SSH remote forward. Who cares? If forward it's not equal to that, we'll do all this. It's actually not that much. This is our forward. We should care about this. I mean, at least in that sense. Oh. Let's see, remote. Let's call this remote listen. And I want to do this with one variable. We need to set this. Remote listen. Let's see, we can do a value like listen on 9,000, comma. It's no good, like notation that feels right. Colon doesn't feel right. So already got colons. This would be let's do this. Remote forward parts. No, parts. String split forward. I wish there was an easier way to get out of this. Without doing another. I guess I can do that up here. Yeah. parts is equal to 2. First part goes here, second part goes here. Okay, one last test and then I can commit. So there it is, but we say SSH remote forward equals localhost. We'll say 7,000 goes to localhost 4,000. Okay, we removed our debug. We have no idea if this is working, but we can listen on 4 and then connect on 7, and it looks like it works. Modified. This was edit remote forwarding. There, we did it. It's public. You can use it. I'm going to take a break. This has been an hour and a half. It's not too bad. But, I mean, I would have had to do this regardless, so might as well share the experience so others can learn. What else? Yeah, that's it. I'm not pushing any of the upstream stuff yet. I'll do those later. But yeah, let's see. Would you need any of these? I don't think you need any of these. Just got to be careful with some of the stuff. Should just work. Alrighty, that's it. Let's see, Wednesday. Gonna be at a film festival next week, so I may skip another week or reschedule to a different day. Either way, I guess I'm done here. So thanks everybody. If you made it through this, then I hope you got something out of it. See you later.